Hey guys, welcome to another Screen Team. It's located right here on KWOC. We are all about movie reviews, and what we like to do from time to time is we like to do kind of theme shows.
Sure.
And, sometimes we'll do old classic movies. Sometimes we'll do, like, trilogies. We've done that before as well. This go around, we're going to be reviewing movies that are of the foreign descent. Is that right?
That's a weird way to put it, yeah. But, yes, we're putting movies not made in the United States. All of them from really Asian movies, I guess is just kind of how it worked out. We got Hong Kong, we got Japan, and the raid is, I believe, Malaysian? I think? Or
no, I don't think Malaysian.
No.
I'll double check that here for a second. But
or Taiwan, maybe?
So, did you have a problem with foreign or descent?
The descent part was the weird part there.
Well, sometimes you just don't speak correctly. So, The Raid 2 is our first movie we're going to be reviewing.
That's Chris. I'm Sean, by the way. Yeah, see, I host stuff for a living. I will make the proper introductions.
Why don't you? All right, you're like Sabrina here. You've already made fun of me here several times for my hosting duties. So why don't you? I mean, all right, fine. Raid 2, what's going on?
The Raid 2 is the sequel to The Raid Redemption. It is a movie from the mid-2000s. He is looking it up right now because I can't think of it off the top of my head.
And my phone is going so slow.
So basically, The Raid 1 was non-stop action about a police raid on a drug dealer and mob boss's compound.
Yeah, it was amazing.
The Raid 1 was known for its just breathtaking momentum from minute one to the end. It's one of the greatest action movies of all time. So The Raid 2
I agree.
has a lot to live up to. It gets close.
Okay.
It gets close. I think The Raid 2 has a little few too many talking parts. It doesn't really keep up the momentum as well as I think The Raid 1 did.
Well, there's a lot to discuss. There's a lot to go over.
There's a lot more like plot and exposition in The Raid 2.
That's very, very true. So what is going on in The Raid 2?
That's for a weird thing. It was kind of hard to follow, I thought.
I agree.
I mean, a lot of we'll go ahead and get this conversation out of the way right now. Both of us watched it with subtitles.
Yeah, because like when it first came on, it was that whole like English dubbing, and that was I can't do that.
It was awful for the little bit I watched of The Raid. It was awful for the little bit I watched of Infernal Affairs. Mm-hmm. It might work a little bit better in Battle Royale just because Battle Royale is so much heightened kind of drama and just the performances from the Japanese actors were like that, so it might work a little bit better. But still, just watch it in subtitles.
I don't mind subtitles. I prefer subtitles, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But so basically, we've got the guy from the original film. His name in the movie is called Rama, I think.
Yeah, Rama. Yeah, another thing with watching foreign films, kind of harder to remember names.
Yeah,
it's harder to remember Rama than John.
Yeah.
Just that's not speaking ill about the names. It's just the way human mind works.
So it's interesting because The Raid 2 picks up right after Raid Redemption, and he's got basically another job. They want him to go undercover to work with his mob boss. Mob
boss's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the brother, one of the main characters from the first Raid movie, killed in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Just dropped a bridge on him. And then, so basically, it then goes into Rama's infiltration into the mob, and a bunch of weird things happen after that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't think it flows as well. For example, they bring back an actor who was the stunt director from the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
They bring him back for a little side plot that goes nowhere and seems to have no real purpose than to watch him, kick some dudes in the face in really awesome ways.
Right. You talking about this guy right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Which I guess I just figured out what its purpose was. to see him kick some dudes in some awesome ways. But it kind of slows down the film. I mean, there were great fight sequences, which this movie, fantastic fight sequences. When they're not talking, the action is bone-breaking in kind of literal ways and just visceral. And it doesn't, like with a lot of action movies in America, it's characterized by fast cuts. Camera always moving, fast cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Here, there's not a lot of cuts. You see the actual choreographers, because a lot of the actors did their own stunts in this movie. And you see, and just, multiple times said really bad words whenever things would happen to people because they were just messed up.
Right. So yeah, I really liked. Yeah, I liked Raid 2.
I did too.
What I would suggest though is that you watch these back to back or as close to back to back as possible, because I hadn't seen Raid Redemption many years, but I knew the basic plot and stuff like that. But you're getting introduced to these characters. I'm like, okay, is he from the first one? Okay? So that's what I would suggest. If you're going to watch Raid 2, make sure you watch Raid Redemption first, so you kind of have an idea of who's who and what's going on. Because that one actor we're talking about, I was like, okay, he was in the first one, but what was his character in the first one? And I had to look it up and.
His first character had died in the first one, so he just an entire new character.
And I had forgotten that. Yeah. So did you have any favorite fight sequences in the film?
Oh, the main fight in the kitchen.
Yeah, that was
really
epic.
Good. There was also another real good sequence where 3 assassins, there
was a girl with
the girl with the hammer, a guy with a baseball bat. And then another dude who's also like the guy that was in the kitchen sequence.
Yeah.
And them just taking out guys. And that was messed up. That girl did some bad things to those people in that train.
Yeah, very much so. One of my favorite scenes, I think, was in the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, is where our main actor, our main protagonist in the film, he's in jail. And he's in a stall. And all of a sudden you see, it's almost like a Jurassic Park kind of thing, where you see the shaking of the door and you see the lock coming unloose, and then it comes out, and there's like 50 guys that he's got to fight.
Yeah, cramming into that stall, and he's fighting them off, trying to close the door. Door reopens. He throws a guy over into the next stall. And great fight sequences throughout. Like I said, I think it kind of is a little bit lesser than the first one just because of pacing issues.
Yeah.
Just how the first one was almost Matrix-like. Matrix known for its breathtaking pacing.
Right.
The first one was kind of like that. This one kind of slows down a little bit. I thought, it was well acted.
Yeah.
The mob boss's son, I thought, was really well done.
Yeah.
You really wanted to see him get what was coming to him.
Yeah, very much so. The guy who directed it, Gareth Evans, also directed the first one. I think he's an amazing director.
I do too.
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten more shots to do stuff here in the U.S. So, if you're a fan of action, you like nothing but just nonstop kick button, check out Raid 2, okay? Coming up after the break, we're going to review the movie Battle Royale. It's next right here on the Screen Team.